Have you ever been surrounded by familiar people, such as your friends, family, coworkers, in a familiar environment, maybe your home, the gym, the office, but something feels a little off and you're not quite aware of what it is yet, but then it presents itself to you? It almost feels like you're in an alternate reality. It's like it looks like them, somewhat acting like them, almost sounds like them, but you know that it's not quite it. If this sounds like you, then you have found the most amazing video, because I'm going to share a personal experience I've had a couple Thanksgivings ago where I needed to revise instantly because I was in an alternate reality. And it was the strangest feel. But what it taught me as a manifestation coach is how other realities present themselves to you. And because it seems so similar, you question yourself, not what's going on around you. So buckle up. We're in for another revision story. And I'm so thrilled that you're here today. My name is Dede Povernick, and I'm the Invincible CEO. And I'm the last most exciting manifestation coach you'll never need. But yet here we are. Welcome to the Invincible CEO YouTube channel. I'm here because manifestation is simple, easy, fun, should be very natural. But also I want to see you win big, and win all the time. So I'm here to share everything I know and experience as a manifestation coach, but I'm also a trained interrogator, expert of the subconscious mind, profiler, certified nutritionist, certified personal trainer, 9th degree Reiki Grand Master. So when I tell you I got you covered mind, body, spirit, I got you covered mind, body, spirit. But I love sharing experiences. Not only do I understand there's so much information out there in the manifestation world, but it's really about how do you take this beautiful thing and use your analytical, practical mind to play along with you. So here at the Invincible CEO, manifestation is about going delusional, but then giving the conscious mind a job to do so that it plays along with the delusion. Sometimes it makes it even bigger once it's on board. So if you're ready to go, I can't wait to share the story. Oh, but first, I do want to share that every Wednesday we go live here on YouTube at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the community section, you'll find a place where you can put questions. If you want to send your questions in ahead of time, you can send them over to me and we will answer them live online every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So I invite you to that. Okay, wonderful. Not only am I going to share the story of what happened, but I'm going to really begin to bring in two different techniques, right? So I'm going to put this here, instant revision, alternate realities. That's what I decided to title this video today. But I'm also going to bring in two techniques. One I call the the nope technique. And I will bring it in a little bit later on of what exactly the nope techniques is. It pretty much is self-explanatory, but I'm going to show you how I use it. And I don't know if any other teachers out there have this technique, but this is what I call it, and this is how I do it. But the other technique is the be still and know technique. And I know you hear that often, especially with Neville Goddard teaching, be still and know your God. But I call this the be still and know technique. I don't know anyone else that offers it, but if it is offered elsewhere in a technique, I'm going to show you how I do it my way, and how these techniques, yeah, you can sit down and do them, but how when things are going instantly, how you can bring them in, because everybody always asks me, how do you revise in the now moment, right? But it really is about being so present. I always say the person with the highest awareness wins. And as an interrogator, I was trained to that, to walk into the room and be the one that created the story and led the story. So let's get into this story. So let's go back in time. Let's be time travelers, and we're going to go back. I believe this was probably somewhere in 2020, 2021, because my oldest daughter was still at school and she was getting her master's at the time. So I'm going to say it was somewhere around there. And we were having Thanksgiving here at my house, my partner and I, and we had some of the kids here, but I specifically remember Jolie not being here. And of course, my partner's here. So we have at the time, we had a rectangular table, and we had two heads of the table, two seats on one side, a bench on the other. And it just so happened that there was no more room at the actual table for another chair. So this is going to be really important. My partner, Kervin, and sometimes you'll hear me call him Kai. That's his nickname. So if it's Kervin or Kai, it's the same person, just like I'm Denise and Dede, same person. So he was sitting to my right, but behind me. And that's going to be really important with the be still technique, because it's very important as to where people and things are and how they get your awareness and attention based on where you are. That's why you have to be still. So I'll explain a little bit about that later on. That's why you want to stay for the whole video. It's going to be packed with wow moments. So anyway, I was really happy because I didn't have to do a lot of the cooking. Rem, who has an amazing bakery and is an amazing cook, decided that she and her partner were going to cook dinner. So really it was nice. All I had to do was come down, and I sat at the one end of the table. And like I said, my partner's to the side, but to the back. And then the kids were around the table. And so we're just eating, we're enjoying conversation. And I don't know how the conversation started, but right before it started, like I could just feel this weird change within me. Like, you know how you get a little shudder, or yeah, everything looked exactly the same. The room looked the same. The kids are talking. And my partner got really, really quiet, but I was busy eating what's in front of me. And all of a sudden, I can't remember how the conversation started, but we were thinking about switching gyms. And he was talking about going with a few of the guys that we work out with, we see from time to time at the one gym, to go check out the other. And I really wasn't interested in checking out that gym. So I had, we're always sharing, oh, this is what I'll be doing. So prior to the Thanksgiving dinner, what my partner told me was they were going to go on Sunday after Thanksgiving to go check out this new gym. And I guess something must have been said that Sunday was brought up. And I said, oh, Kervin has to go to the gym and check out. And he responded when I said something very similar to that. He's like, what are you talking about? It's already done. And I'm like, what? Because you got to understand, we're very courteous. We're always, if we're on our way somewhere, hey, we'll text and say, I'm going to go here, or I just arrived, just to let each other know that we're there, all is good, or we're on our way home. Do you need anything? Like, we're really good like that. And we very rarely have disagreements, and we never have fights type of thing, right? So that would be so out of character for me, for my partner, for any of the kids. Like, we're very, very courteous to one another. So right away, and again, he's back away from me, but to the side. I'm like, what do you mean it's already done? And I'm like, I'm sitting there a little confused. And I'm like, and I'm kind of thinking out loud. I said, I thought you said it was Sunday, because I'm a very good listener, very good with awareness. And he's like, no, I went all there already, and it's already done, and I already signed the contract, and oh well. And that is, we do not talk to each other. And I was about to turn, and then I just knew not to. I knew not to, and I'll explain. So when I teach the 12 circles of influence, what's really important, I always have you put your arms out, and I have people do circles, like spin like Wonder Woman. But really, so when you put your arms out, this is part of the be still technique. Get your head straight. How much can you see to the left, and how much can you see to the right without turning your head? And this is really important when I talk about the energetic circles of influence, because when your mind is rendering reality, it takes a lot of energy to get anything to come in that periphery vision all the way to the center of you. So if I have my arms out here, can I see them without turning my head? Can I see my fingers wiggling, right? But really what I have people do is kind of bring your arms in a little bit, so that maybe you got like a piece of pie triangle from you being the center dot out there. And anything that comes in between those fingertips would be really take a lot of energy for your mind to have something to be right in front of you, especially if you're still. So that means if there's a character, a person that wants to come in and be straight center on, they're rendering a lot of energy. Because most of the time, most of our conversations are coming a little bit outside of that piece of the pie. And if anything's trying to get your attention, because the whole idea with be still and know is that if I have to turn, I'm being challenged as the creator of my reality. Because as the creator, think of a king on their throne, right? Or a queen on their throne. Everything comes in front of the king and queen, and it takes a knee, right? That's, as the creator, And when you're learning how to create reality, that's the kind of energy that you have to exude. So for something to make me want to turn, it's challenging my reality. So the very fact that he was a little bit sitting towards the back and it sounded sort of like him, but his voice was like a little scratchy. It really was enough. Like, what? It made me think, what is going on? Like, I know what I heard. And you start to question your reality. When a new reality is being introduced, you're going to question yourself. As a creator of your reality, and you know your reality, you don't do that. You don't do that. So I'm like, and I really wanted to turn, but there was something in me that knew, because of what I was teaching, not to do that. Because there's a reason why he wasn't sitting in front of me. There's a reason why he was, and it's not him, the person. It was, if everyone is me pushed out, at this time, my consciousness was pushing out a reality that did not match what I knew my reality and my partner to be, my Kervin, right, to be. And it was auditioning for my attention. So, and the way that he was speaking to me, we don't speak that way to each other. We have such a respect that we do not, like, too bad, you're lost kind of thing. I was like, mm-mm. So what I decided to do in that moment, because I know, like, okay, this looks like my family, this looks like my house, sounds like my partner, but I'm not turning around to look. I'm not entertaining that entity. I'm not entertaining this reality. I'm removing myself from it. And that's where the nope, nope, not taking the bait. No, I am the creator of my reality. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm going to go zero myself out somewhere else. So what I did, I said, nope. And because this was kind of almost like a whisper going on between the two of us, the kids were totally oblivious that this conversation was going on. So not only did my partner tell me on a day prior, could have been even earlier that day, I don't remember when, that he was going Sunday with our mutual friends to go check out the new gym. Right? Not a problem. Go do your thing. Like, we don't do it for permission. We're just letting each other know what we're doing. And now the version of him is saying to me, well, not only did I not do that, but we already went and you got it all wrong. And I already signed up and signed the contract. It didn't make sense because the guys work during the week. Like, that's the whole reason why they were going on Sunday, that they couldn't figure out how to get together during the week because of all their schedules. So I'm like, nope, I'm out. And I got up and I turned to the left because that's how to go to the steps that way. And I went upstairs and I didn't look at anyone when I went upstairs, and I went into my bedroom and closed the door. And I'm like, what is like, I'm pacing back and forth. Like, what's going on? Oh my goodness. And then I got this calm within me and I'm like, oh, I see what's happening here. That's not that. There are so many levels of reality, and there's so many different versions of my people on different levels of reality. And I don't know how. Because I felt very excited, happy, and comfortable with everything that was going on. So for a reality like that to want to audition for my attention was kind of really confusing. So I'm like, okay, I know who I am. I took 3 deep breaths. Part of my training, we do spins. So I did 3 spins, because when you're in a dream and you go lucid in a dream and your dream's about to dissipate, one of the ways to anchor in and keep the dream is to spin. So first, what I did was I got real centered within myself. I reminded myself I'm the creator of my reality, that this is just an offering. It's nope, not mine. I don't know who it is. And then I'm like, that's not my Kervin. My Kervin would not talk to me that way. I would not talk to him that way. This is not what we agreed what was going to be going on. And even if he did change his plans, we would have had a conversation and it would not have been delivered that way. Nope, 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 nope. So I said, bring me my Kervin. Bring me my Kervin. Bring me my Kervin. And I did my spins. I reminded myself who I am. And then I was going to be still on the topic. So what I did then is I went back downstairs and I finished Thanksgiving. I sat right back down. I can't remember now if he was still sitting in the chair or he had gotten up from there. Don't remember. But I got back in, finished up, and had the rest of the night. But the rest of the night, I paid attention who was able to bring themselves within that arm length, that threshold? And how do they stay, if they were outside of that, right? Because how much you have to move lets you know. And here's the thing. If I'm sitting and someone wants to talk to me and they come in to the side, it's a little bit to turn my head, but it's a whole other thing if I have to expend energy as the creator to move, to position myself, to see something. So when you do the be still and know, it's really about you don't have to do anything. Your reality can be brought to you. And if you sit there long enough, your reality will come find you and it will make an offering to you. And that's something you just have to learn and trust as you go along. So I paid very close attention, because if I have to turn to engage with something, I don't do it looking this way and engage with something there. Not anymore. I'm the creator of my reality. So if you want my attention, I will turn. But before I engage with you, I recenter myself as the creator of this reality. Now I've taken over the bigger awareness. And now you can present what it is to me that you want to present. And when you start doing that, you'll find an amazing thing that happens. Either the person will forget what it is they were offering, or they'll say something like, oh, it doesn't matter anymore, or I forget, or whatever it is, because now that you are awake, aware here and now, and something's going to be offered to you. Before, it was going to be offered to you because you weren't paying full attention to it and it was trying to wiggle itself in. But now that you be still, and if I do have to change positions to address something and I do that, it's amazing. It's like 90% of the things start to dissipate. Because one of the things I forgot to mention when I went upstairs and I'm going, what the heck is happening? What I do when there's some kind of cognitive dissonance, we talked about this in the other video the other day, is right away, is this a me issue? Is this a them issue? Or is this a us issue? And most of the time it's a me issue. So when I went up to the bedroom and I'm going, what's going on? Because I didn't do anything, like I'm feeling really good. So to have something so contradicting opposite try to come in. And this is a really good way that when people say, well, I made a choice and the opposite's coming in, you got to really start paying attention to where is it in position to you and how solid still are you when it comes in. Because when it comes in, and if you do have to shift and you say, wait a second, and you get yourself in position that you were once again still, and then you say, okay, go ahead, you will be blown away. Now, the be still and know technique is really a cornerstone of my training, the 12 energetic circles of influence. And it's a group training that I do, and I'm offering it starting April 1st. Prior to April 1st, on March 16th, I'm having a one-day event. And people always ask me, do I have to do the one-day event to go into the group? And you don't. But here's the reason why I think you might want to, is when you pay your registration for the one-day event and you decide to go into the group, then that fee gets transferred over to your first month of the group. So it's that reinvestment. You make an investment in yourself. We kind of get you primed for what's to come, whether you decide to join the group or not. So if this is something that you're interested in, the one-day event, or you're interested in learning more about the group training, put a comment below. If you check the links in the box below, there's the information about the one-day event. And then in the one-day event, I'm going to be sharing more and more about the group training, because I always make the first offer to the people who are in the event. And we are filling up very, very quickly. There's only 50 spots for the event. So this is really exciting, because when you are still, the world around you stops spinning. And when it settles, you can truly, as the creator, see what's being brought in front of you. Because again, to get something right in front of you and to come into that personal space, it takes a lot of mind energy. So I always say we have lazy minds. And if a lazy mind is so used to just getting your attention over here and you turning your head, but what I do to show my mind that I'm awake, I'm aware, I'm here, I'm now. If somebody were to come, because the door is over here to the room, and peep in and ask me a question, I would not just go like this. I would actually turn and settle myself and then address what's going on there. That's so very powerful and so important. And as the creator of your reality, and you're wondering why some of these techniques aren't working, is because you're not centered when you're doing them. So you can revise on the spot. And I'm going to explain to you what happened after the fact, but I kind of wanted to give a little bit of description about that. And So, in knowing that I had said, I don't know what's going on, that's not Mike Hervin, this is not what we talked about. And notice I'm not going down there and debate. I did not debate with him because that's how the reality pulls you in. It's not the person. Everything is you pushed out. So that's not my reality. And I know him. That's not his reality. And I know my kids that it's not their reality. So when I went back down, everything was fine. Didn't say another word. That's why you got to drop it and let it go, because I revised. I came upstairs. I pulled myself out of the situation. Sometimes you can't pull yourself out of the situation. Could I have done it right there at the table? Yeah. But that energy just felt so weird. I had to get it out. And how I do that is I talk out loud, like someone's actually there listening to me, because my subconscious is always on. And it doesn't matter to the subconscious. Everything's real. Everything's real. Everything's in your imagination. But whether you're imagining something or you're actually doing it, it's real to your subconscious. Okay. So then went down. That was Thursday night. The rest of the night, just knew that I did enough. Didn't need to bring it up. It was not brought up again. Nothing said. And then Saturday went by. And how I know that it actually came to be on Sunday is Sunday mornings when we have breakfast, we always have bacon. Once a week, we have bacon on Sundays. It's our little special thing that we do. So we were in the kitchen, and my partner was putting the bacon on the trays because we bake the bacon in the oven. It's so much less messier that way. And we're talking, and we always have this thing in the morning that we say, what's the agenda for today, right? One of us says it first. It doesn't matter who says it. Because on some days there's a lot of agenda, and other days it's just like, oh, what do you feel like doing? It's our way of saying that. And so he says to me, this is Sunday, and it's usually about, I don't know, 8 or 9 o'clock that we're making the bacon. He's like, oh yeah, I told you I'm going to the gym with the guys today to check it out. I'm like, what's that now? What's that? Huh? And because right away I think of Thursday night on Thanksgiving, but I also think of, this was the original plan. This was what originally was supposed to be happening. But when I even asked, I think I was the one that asked that, what's going on this morning or this day, it was because the other day it was told it was already taken care of, right? And he goes, yeah, I had mentioned to you earlier in the week that me and the guys are going to go over and check out the other gym. And you want to go? I'm like, you told me Thursday night that you had already gone, that you already signed the contract, and oh, well, deal with it, kind of thing. And he looked at me like I had 3 heads. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, when we were having Thanksgiving and you were sitting right behind me, this is a conversation. He goes, I remember having a conversation, but it wasn't about the gym. And I'm like, what was the conversation you had with me then? And he's like, they couldn't remember. But in this now reality, I leveled up to the reality that was supposed to be, and reshifted back into that one, even though one was being presented to me Thursday night that said it was already done, and the way it was just spoken to. And like, I could care less if he joined the gym and signed up, because we have belonged to multiple gyms at multiple times. So that's not a big deal. If him and the guys really like that gym and that's when they want to go have guy time, knock your socks off. Not a big deal. Right. So that's why Thursday night, when he said it to me that way, like, it made no sense. We share everything, and some things we always do together and other things we do with other people. Not a problem. So I said to him, so that I understand, after we're done here, you're going to go over and check out the gym with the guys. He goes, absolutely. And I said, and he's like, and if it's a good fit, I'm going to join. I'm like, okay. And you have no recollection of Thursday night, no recollection of Thursday night. So that's how you revise. That's how, because let me give you a synopsis of it. That was what was originally offered. Had no problem with it. Then some other reality, some other version was trying to come in Thursday night, Thanksgiving, which made no sense to me whatsoever. But I did not take the bait. I did not take the trigger. I know who I am. I am the creator of my reality. And we are kind and loving and caring to each other, all the people that I interact with. So I removed myself, went upstairs, revised in real time, came back down, did not address it again. It was not brought up. Paid very close attention to where people were when they're talking to me, because it was I felt like I was making decisions where I wasn't that centered. And so now, from that moment on, I've been very, very centered in the decisions that I make. And that's how powerful this is. That's how powerful revision is. That's how powerful. First it was nope, nope, nope. And I didn't say it to him, and I didn't argue with him, and I wouldn't argue with anyone else. And I wouldn't say, this is all happening. The shift happens inside. Nope, nope, nope. Not taking the bait, not doing it, not my reality. Went upstairs, recentered myself, got still within me, realized once again, I'm the operant power. This is my reality. This isn't what was agreed to. And there's no further discussion needed because I've already decided. And I was still. And when things, opportunities, events, when they come into me, there's a lot more weight given to something that can come to me in physical person in front of me versus an email, something that I have to take myself to, or a text. I pay very close attention to what comes and seeks me out and what I have to bring myself to. And when I have to bring myself to something, I be still and know before I interact with any email, with any text, with anything that doesn't have enough energy to create a human to bring me that information to me. And that's where your power comes in. That's where the be still and know technique. So if that's something more that you would like to learn about, if you would like to really learn these techniques and how to create a foundation to use them in, I highly suggest that you join me in my one-day event on March 16th. Again, all the information is in the description box below. You click on the link, it brings up a page with a whole bunch of information for you. You can sign up, and there's a nurture group that I'm already nurturing. We're going to hold the event inside the group, and then when it's done, all the nurturing will still be there. All the recorded sessions will be there. And the fee that you pay to register for the event, you can then use towards your first month's tuition in the 6-month program. Of there is where I'm going to be sharing all the information about that. So if you've been looking for a place where you love manifestation, you know there's so much information out there, but you're really looking to put it into a system that's been developed for you to build foundation so that you can bring the techniques in when needed in real time. And again, if that happened on Thursday, I got my results on Sunday. And that's how manifestation works. It unfolds naturally. It brings you to a point of cognitive dissonance where there is an unnaturalness to things that really gets you like, what's going on? And then when you command your reality, when you go, nope, and then you're still, and then you've told the reality what to bring to you, and you let the old reality go, and you trust, it takes a short amount of time for it to unfold. I hope you found this very, very inspiring, motivational, instructional. And if you like this video, you're going to check at the end, I'm going to put up a playlist of other manifestation videos that we have here on the channel. Would love for you to check them out. But most of all, I'd love to see you in the March 16th event. My name is Dede Povernick. I am the Invincible CEO, and thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you deeply. And oh, if you haven't done so, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with all your manifestation friends. Enjoy.